Hello, my name is Tatiana, and I am a big buddy with Achieve Miami. Today I will be reading Madeline by Ludwig Bemelmans. This book has an AR reading of 3.1. I loved this book because when I was little, my mom used to read it to me. Okay, now let's get started. In an old house that was covered with vines, see? Lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. 1, 2. In 2 straight lines, they broke their bread. See? 1 line, 2nd line, and there's the bread. And brushed their teeth. Look, they're in 2 straight lines and brushing their teeth. And went to bed. See? They smiled at the good and frowned at the bad. And sometimes they were very sad. They left the house at 9:30. That's 9:30. In 2 straight lines. You see? 1, 2. In rain or shine. You see, this picture it's raining. They're still walking. In this picture, it's sunny. Yet they're still walking. The smallest one was Madeline. This is her right here. She was not afraid of mice. No, she wasn't. She loved winter snow and ice. To the tiger in the zoo, Madeline just said, "Pooh-hoo." You see? This is Madeline in the zoo in front of the tiger saying, "Pooh-hoo." And nobody knew so well how to frighten Miss Clavel. In the middle of one night, Miss Clavel turned on her light and said something is not right. You see, that's Miss Clavel, and that's her turning on in her bed, realizing that something's not right. Little Madeline sat in bed, cried and cried, her eyes were red. And soon after Dr. Kahn came, he rushed out to the phone. You see, there's Madeline crying, and then there's Dr. Kahn coming as quickly as he can. And he dialed Dan Ton Tan 10-6. "Nurse," he said, "it's an appendix." Everybody had to cry. Not a single eye was dry. Madeline was in his arm and blanket safe and warm. You see, that's Madeline in a blanket in Dr. Kahn's arms, being taken to the hospital. In the car, with a red light, they drove out into the night. Madeline woke up 2 hours later in a room with flowers. See the pretty flowers? Madeline soon ate and drank on her bed there with a crank. You see the crank on her bed? And that's her food. The nurse is bringing it to her. And a crack in the ceiling had the habit of sometimes looking like a rabbit. You see the crack that looks like a rabbit? Outside were birds and trees and sky, and so 10 days passed quickly by. One nice morning, Miss Clavel said, "Isn't this a fine..." There's Miss Clavel. Day to visit Madeline. You see, they're getting flowers for her. All her friends and Miss Clavel. Visitors from 2 to 4 read a sign outside the door, tiptoeing with solemn faces, with some flowers in a vase. See, here are her friends and Miss Clavel bringing her flowers in a vase to put the flowers in. And they walked and said, "Ah," when they saw the toys and candy and the dollhouse from Papa. But the biggest surprise by far on her stomach was a scar. See, they're surprised by the scar on her stomach from her surgery. "Goodbye," they said. "We'll come again." And the little girls left in the rain. They went home and broke their bread, meaning they ate dinner, brushed their teeth, and went to bed. In the middle of the night, Miss Clavel turned on the light and said, "Something's not right." And afraid of a disaster, Miss Clavel ran fast and faster, and said, "Please, children, do tell me what is troubling you." And all the little girls cried, "Boo-hoo, we want to leave our appendix out. We want to have our appendix out too." See, they all want to remove their appendixes. That's what was hurting Madeline. "Good night, little girls. Thank the Lord you are well. And now go to sleep," said Miss Clavel. And she turned out the light and closed the door. And that's all there is. There is no more. See? Thank you so much for reading with me today. I hope you like Madeline as much as I do. I can't wait to see you again at the next Achieve Saturday. And now I challenge Nathan and Ashley to be the next Achieve Miami Big Buddy readers. Can't wait to hear your stories.